Hi guys, welcome back for another Matchbox Garage video. I'm Rob and today I'm going to attempt to take this 1982 Fiat Abarth from shabby to, well, shiny and then kind of almost back to shabby again. I'm going to make a bit of a rally car from this thing. So, to take out the rivet, we drill down the centre, remove the flange and tap the hole. Using my very handy vise. So here is the car. Like I say, it's a 1982 Fiat Abarth in quite a crusty condition. A lot of the paint has gone. So as I mentioned, it's Matchbox 1982 Fiat Abarth, Lesney, England. Some nice detail on the base there, and as you can see, I've already pre-drilled this one. So let's take it apart just to see what we are playing with. Now again, I went to the community tab. Kind of threw it out there for you guys to give me some advice or help and hints and tips of what colour you'd like to see this car. There was one colour that well, there was a few people voted for orange or orange with black, and I thought that was a great idea. So thanks again to everybody that gave their suggestions. Now this is a plastic bottom car, and as I mentioned earlier, plenty of detail there for me to have a bit of fun with, try to highlight and try and bring it alive. I don't know whose pubic hair this one is. It's white, so it's definitely not mine. But let's move on. So, pretty basic interior. I was considering painting it, but because of what I'm going to do, I felt that leaving it red will be fine, and I'll put a little bit of a wash over it just to give it a bit of realism later on. Interior glass, really thick and sturdy with a nice little holding stick there. I guess it just helps it keep in position whilst inside the diecast. But yeah, no scratches or anything deep, so should be fine with a bit of a clean up. So here's the actual casting itself. Let's get it into the boiling water and caustic soda. Always got to have a cup of tea on hand. So we've got boiling water in my foot-long glass. I always enjoy this part, just to hear it all gurgling and bubbling. And that's good reason why I've got this foot-long, really tall glass, because it, in a small kind of normal jam jar or something like that, it just overflows. So this is perfect for me. But there's not a lot of paint on this car, so you can see already, look at that, flap of paint. Who doesn't like to see a flap raised like that? That's the whole boot lid or trunk lid there, all in one piece, just lifted from the casting. Beautiful. And you can actually see the roof section in whole, just floating on the top of the water there. So the paint just coming off before your eyes. A couple of minutes later, after a rinse out down the sink, and this is what we're left with. There's a little bit of paint kind of hanging on, but it's literally just sitting on top of the surface. It's certainly not on too hard. And with my fake Dremel and the bristle brush, the steel brush there, comes up looking good as new. I'm still tempted to do one of these cars in this unfinished steel. I think it looks so cool. But this will be getting a coat of primer shortly. Then, before I go with a primer, just dunk all the plastics in a bit of warm water. And that's the windscreen there. All it's had is just a bit of a wash. I haven't polished it or anything like that. Just simply washed off any crud, and then I'll dip it into my Pledge Revive It. Tap off any excess here on a paper towel, and then just put it to one side to dry. It dries within a few minutes, it's pretty quick, but probably shouldn't have bothered really, considering the end result, because I'm going to cover it in mud. So whilst that's drying, we're just going to go now and cover the car in just a decent single coat of Tamiya Fine Surface Primer. I went with white. As I say, I'm going to be painting this orange with some black details, so the white would be fine. I thought that might make the orange pop, to be fair. Probably didn't really matter what colour I painted it really, considering the end result. So this is the Tamiya X6 Orange, mixed at a 2:1 ratio with X20A thinner, and it's come out beautiful. Just come out of the gun at just the right kind of velocity. You know, I've mentioned in other videos, I could do the same paint at the same PSI, at the same kind of ratios, and sometimes it just works really well, sometimes it just doesn't. I don't know, I think it's my airbrush, perhaps got a mind of its own. It probably depends on the temperature of the room that I'm painting in. There's probably lots of factors, but yeah, today it was a good day. I like it when it's a good day. So that's just the first little tack coat there, and I eventually went over with about 4 coats. So this is the 4 coats, and I've added just with a brush the black accents there, so around the rear section of the car and the rear spoiler, plus then the wheel arches, and then around the front lip spoiler. Added a bit of white paint instead of the usual silver to the wheels. Added a bit of white because I thought that's kind of like rally car look. There's the windscreen there, nice and dry. This is just a simple red with the Citadel null oil just kind of brushed on, and then on the base I've just kind of put a bit of silver paint, highlight a few areas, and also a bit of silver paint on the FIAT sign, white paint on the top headlights, yellow on the bottom, if only it would focus, and then I've gone over the whole thing again with this Citadel null oil. Now I've got some decals here. To be honest, I'm not too experienced with the decals, but I'll give it a good go. And this is when things got a little bit more serious. I started to add the brown, matte brown Humbrol paint to various areas over the base, just kind of roughly brushed it over, mimicking mud rather. This is a rally car, So this is the car now with decals in place. You see the number 1 on the side, racing stripes plus a few other decals in some areas, and then I've covered the whole car in Citadel null oil, and then just highlighted back through with some brown matte paint just to mimic some mud, which I think is pretty cool. So it's just a reminder of what she looked like and the result. Now, I think this is really cool. It looks like a car that has been on the rally stage. You see a little bit of extra detail in the rear lights, number plate, etc. in the back there. But yeah, really love this. Most of my cars are nice clean builds. This one's a bit more realistic, a bit of realism. My children believe I've not even started this one yet, but I know that it's finished. Anyway, thank you to my Patreons, Wheels and Things and Bearded Outcast, and thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you'll stick around for the next one.